To you on a couple of occasions speak about Lagos and say that Lagos is not working. I raises the question, is Lagos really not working? Because this is the same Lagos that is the highest revenue generating state in the country. It's sort of a yardstick of development as far as states are concerned in Nigeria. And this is the same Lagos that the APC presidential candidate is using as his campaign tool to say that he's built Lagos to this level. So when you say that Lagos isn't working, what exactly do you mean?
The man that said he built Lagos to this state, when he was growing up as a boy, he opened his tap and water will flow. He'll be able to drink water from that tap, right? My great-grandfather lived in Lagos, right? Lagos State had been excellent. That's why it's called the Center of Excellence. It was excellent. As far back as 1966, Lagos State was ranked as one of the best cities in the world. In the last decade, it's been ranked as one of the the worst livable place to live, worst livable city to live in the world, second worst livable city to live. The other one is war-torn, or they're having some issues with war, right? Now, Lagos State that the APC, as it currently is, inherited, was the former commercial and state capital of Nigeria. Most of the infrastructure we enjoy today was already built. The third mainland bridge. The military did so much more for Lagos than this government has done in its 20 years. These are facts, right? If the military continued on the pace that they were on, we'll be on the fourth or fifth mainland bridge by now, right? So when I say Lagos is not working, Lagos State is not working because you have to wake up at 5 o'clock to get to work for 8:30. That is madness. You don't get to see your children in the morning. You come back, your children have gone to bed, right? And you'll be sat in 3-4 hour traffic every day. And we've been doing this for decades. It's not normal. You are watching, literally, government is watching the proliferation of young men becoming agros, wasting their lives away, carrying a stick and just taking money from people. To the point where the bus drivers are now complaining. People are being robbed. There's a young man that I spoke about in my State of State address where he was shot. He was shot because they wanted to rob him. He lost his sight. This can happen to anybody, right? Even before we would say that, okay, it was in the Gomu area, it was in the Jeremy Amo area. Anyway, Lekki phase 1 now is starting to happen. And then you have youth unemployment. You are just watching it expanding. And this agro population is increasing and increasing. And you turn a blind eye because you want to use them join politics and join elections. You have a situation where they say they took 1.2 billion to do a blue line. That something almost double the length of it was done with 450 million in Ethiopia. You know, they make all sorts of excuses, but they've only done 13 kilometers in about 14 years or so, right? And it's just tokenism. Healthcare system is not working. Our education, our children are still sitting on the floor. There are no tables. They take pride in Eco Excel. That's just pretty much covered 30% of all the schools in Lagos State, right? I mean, it's just mediocrity at its finest, right? And when they say Lagos State is being used as a yardstick, you must understand that by the time, before 1999, most of the companies had their their headquarters in Lagos State. The thing that this government did was to collect taxes. So it's development by tax collection, right? But Lagos State ranks lower than Kaduna in terms of ease of doing business and supposed to be commercial capital of Nigeria, right? So what are we saying? And Kaduna is dealing with all the Boko Haram and war and all of that. I mean, and look at all the traffic. Just look at Lagos State and imagine if Lagos State worked. Imagine how much more productive you'll be. How many people can have 3 meetings in a day on a weekday in Lagos State? Now, think about how much traffic it takes to get to some markets. And then go and visit the inner roads in Lagos. Right? Forget Ikeja to Lekki.
Do you have a solution to the traffic situation?
Oh, yes. We're going to deliver 4 rail lines in 4 years. And we're going to do this transparently. We're not going to do it based on the purse strings of our government. We're going to create an enabling environment for the private sector to come and build and invest. Our job as regulators and as equity owners in that SPV, right, or whatever manifestation it will take, will be to ensure that we can regulate the prices so it's delivered at the most affordable price for Lagosians.
So you will not take loans to build those?
We don't need to take loans. There are infrastructure developers that can do this with their own funding. Our job is to regulate and ensure that the price for those tickets are affordable. Lagos State is so feasible that it can pay off itself on any of these projects, right? So that's one. Another thing, we are going to expand Lagos West and Lagos East with a belt road in Lagos East that connects VI all the way to Ibejuleki on one side of Lagoon. On the other side, it could do all the way to Ekpe. And we're going to link this with short 6-kilometer bridges at all their shortest points. That way you create a knitting that allows for a city to work more efficiently. If you look at the way London is arranged, you see the Thames going through it. There are over 52 bridges that are linking either side of the Thames. And that's how you connect an interwoven city. Then Badagry, we have to take that blue line all the way to Badagry to restore the tourism economy that used to be there in the days of our fathers, right? And for those parts of Lagos feel again that they are part of Lagos. We also have to map out our waterbed in Lagos State, right? Map it out so there's data to give the private sector, right? Because nobody knows how deep is your water. We need to be data-driven as a government, right? So that even when we are giving permissions for people to do dredging, it's based on data that is furthering our interest of dredging our waterways to allow for water transportation. And once we allow for this information to be out in public, then companies can come and say, okay, I'll take this route and I'll be doing transportation by water with industrial-sized ferries that can drive on and drive off. Right? Not these ones, because most people are scared of using water transportation because they are worried that of the safety. Would they flip? Right? But when you have an industrial type ferry, right, those are not the concerns that people have. Right? So we need to connect and make Lagos State a truly intermodal transport state. And then do a lot. There's so much to do. You look at the BRT lane, right? We must remove that monopoly. We must open it up to the private sector and to the public. If you own a bus that can carry 40 to 50 people and meets the requirements of government, you are allowed to use the BRT lane, right? We're going to incentivize people to make ride sharing normal, right? With cameras and digital surveillance that are heat-seeking as well, we'll be able to say, okay, you are only 2 people in your car, so there's a congestion charge you must pay. You are 6 people in your car, so you can move for free. Right? So we reduce the number of cars on our roads. Then we also need to make sure we have a robust local government system. I say this in every interview. We need to have potential governors as local government chairmen. So they are visionary, they are passionate, they want to solve the inner road situations all across the state. 30% of our road network is the local government responsibility, right? But the state has usurped those responsibilities, and you just see them just a mess in every local government. I mean, maybe Lekki is okay, but even Ikoyi is having issues, right?